30-0 with 20 knockouts. The Southpaw stylist presented with a pair of track shoes by the Tate people at the news conference earlier this week. Leading up to the fight, had to make him chuckle, but you get the feeling he would love to prove against Tate that he also packs some wallop. And there he is, Michael Nunn. The man who came awfully close to making the '84 Olympic team, but lost out by the slim margin. His opponent tonight, of course, Frank Tate, went on to win the gold medal. So Michael Nunn, both Nunn and Tate claim the bigger punch. As we established earlier, everybody knows they can run. We'll find out who might have the better punch, perhaps tonight. And coming into the ring, IBF Middleweight champion Frank Tate. There's the belt. Became the 4th Olympian from the class of '84 to win a pro world title. One of the hardest working men in boxing today. The 23-year-old Tate, 23-0 with 13 knockouts off the unanimous decision over Sanderline Williams, a non-title fight. And tonight, Tate tries to retain his belt for the second time. Belt he won over Michael Elijah back in October of '87. Defended the crown in the backyard of Tony Simpson with a 10th round knockout over the Englishman. And Gil, he says he intends to unveil a secret weapon tonight against the Southpaw Nunn. And he says until the word undisputed is written before his name, there will be some doubts. Tonight he intends to erase all doubt. We shall see what happens.
I like that word, undisputed. I'd like to see one champion in every weight class, two, Steve, but he has to get by Michael Nunn first, and then they have those other two guys out there. But again, we talk about secret weapons. The other guy's going to have to stand still for him to use it.
The glittering outfit of Frank Tate. There is tremendous widespread interest around the world in this fight. Very definitely an international flavor here. Broadcasters, TV stations from all over the world on hand to beam tonight's boxing telecast back to their countries. And a look at the tail of the tape. The champion, Frank Tate, 2 years younger than Michael Nunn. Nunn with a 1-inch height advantage. The same weight, they're both 160. Biggest disparity is in the reach, where Nunn has a 5-inch advantage. And the International Boxing Federation rules. The IBF, headed up by Bob Lee, 10-point bust system, 3 scoring judges, no standing 8 count, a 3 knockdown rule, not in effect. Only the referee can stop the fight, and you can be saved by the bell only in the final round. The crowd is going wild. Chuck Hull has the introduction.
Ladies and gentlemen, representing the IBF at ringside, the president of that organization, Mr. Robert E. Lee, and Mr. Al Goodman of the state of Florida. Representing the Nevada State Athletic Commission at ringside, the chairman of that body, Mr. Herb Santos. The officials assigned by the governor bodies for the next bout of the evening. The judges are Ed Levine of Florida, Glenn Hamada of Washington, and Jerry Roth of Nevada. The timekeeper is Mike Lachella. Counting at the knockdowns, Al Bison. The attending physicians at ringside, Doctors Donald Romeo, Flip Pomansky, and James Game. And your referee is Mills Lane. This is the main event of the evening. 15 rounds of boxing for the IBF Middleweight Championship of the World. Introducing, in the red corner, fighting out of North Hollywood, California, weighing in at an even 160 pounds, with a professional record of 30 wins, no defeats, 20 KOs. He is ranked #1 by the IBF and is undefeated in his professional career. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Michael Nunn. And in the blue corner, from Houston, Texas, he too weighed in at an even 160 pounds. His professional record consists of 23 wins, no defeats, with 13 KOs. He is the undefeated IBF Middleweight Champion of the World, Frank Tate.
All right, Any questions from the challengers in second? Any questions over here? Let's get it on. Come on.
Mills Lane is psyched up, Gil.
Well, that's his trademark. Let's get it on.
Michael Nunn's fiance looking on. Very concerned look on her face as we get ready. All the talk, all the hype is over. It is now time, as Mills Lane says, to get it on. Michael Nunn against Frank Tate for the IBF Middleweight Championship. Michael Nunn, the challenger, wearing the white trunks, and Frank Tate, the champion, wearing the glittering black trunks. Frank Tate calls Michael Nunn a California media product. There's no love lost between these two guys.
You know, Steve, you just saw when Tate tried to throw a punch. Instead of Nunn trying to slip it or block it, he uses his legs to get out of the way, and Tate does the same thing, which means I think it's going to be a very tactical fight.
And what is Tate's secret punch as Nunn starts things off? Says, come on. Tate told us it's the left hook. We'll see. Good action here in the first round. Not many punches being landed, but a lot of footwork.
Well, Nunn is certainly trying to psych Frank Tate out.
Mills Lane has to step between.
And Nunn was definitely holding and hitting. And Mills Lane's right on top of the case, warning him about it.
The very capable Mills Lane. Right in there. Michael Nunn, very reminiscent of Sugar Ray Leonard with that showboating style. Left by Nunn, but a glancing blow to the hip. Past the midway mark, round one, scheduled for 15.
You know, we just saw their heads clash a little bit. When you have a southpaw and an orthodox fighter, and they're both as quick as these guys, it's very, very dangerous that either guy can clash and get busted up. Because they jump at each other, and the styles don't mesh. You know, it's all right for Nunn to do all that stuff, but he's going to have to score some points. He's going to have to throw some punches.
Lots of herking and jerking by Michael Nunn. Is Frank Tate keeping that lead foot on the outside against the southpaw? That will be a question. And as we said, his secret punch, will he be able to unleash the left hook and catch the chin of Michael Nunn? Nunn is so quick and elusive. And Gil, the Tate team also told us they had been watching tapes of Nunn. They noticed that Nunn has an elongated neck, which presents more of a target. Up to now, they say he's gotten away with murder.
Well, that's one of the faults that Michael Nunn has. When he starts to throw punches, he lifts his chin up in the air. Very, very dangerous. And a good right hook by Nunn.
Final seconds, round one. And a flurry by Nunn at the bell.
All right, what's happening is you're trying too hard. Loosen up and find him with a jab. Don't waste punches. Make them all count on his body. Make your pivots. Get
Jesse
into the
Reed
floor,
doing the
okay?
talking. He says working with Frank is like going to heaven.
Try to conserve your energy.
Great worker. He says you're trying
Listen to
too
me,
hard.
Frank. Just spit it in the bucket. Listen to me. He's got a body. Don't worry about his head. Jab at the body, jab at the head. All right? Jab at the body, jab at the head. All right,
And we swing over to the other corner. The Goosens, Joe Goosen, Larry Goosen, and Greg Goosen with Michael Nunn.
You don't have to start flurrying big right now, okay? You know what I mean? You heard him 2-3 times, Nunn. 2-3 times. Frank, get this shit out of here. All right, back to business now. Business.
Round two, it's scheduled for 15, the IBF Middleweight Championship. Frank Tate in the glittering black trunks, Michael Nunn in the white. Tate 23-0, 13 knockouts, Nunn 30-0, 20 KOs.
You know, the best advice that Jesse Reed gave Frank Tate was to try to conserve energy. You have to remember that this is a 15-round fight. If it goes 15, it's a long way to go.
Nunn the southpaw. Two excellent boxers. And both know how to use the feet. There's a by Michael Nunn.
Let's see what Nunn did then. He moves his right foot outside of Tate's left foot, and Tate doesn't know where he is. Then he comes back with the punch.
Combinations by Nunn. Looking very cocky. So far, Nunn has been controlling the tempo here in the early going.
You know, the thing that makes boxing so interesting, though, Steve, is one punch can change everything. Don't blink.
Frank Tate certainly thinking that way right now.
Well, you know, Tate won that pre-fight weigh-in, but Nunn certainly has the crowd behind him, and that's important.
The crowd chanting, Michael, Michael. That's the midway point, round 2. Nunn seems to have that left hand a little bit low, and we'll see if Tate can take advantage.
Well, the thing with Michael Nunn is he doesn't look to block punches. He looks to move his head and to move his legs to get away from punches.
Nunn with a whipping left.
Well, Tate doesn't know where he is. With all of the training and how to fight a southpaw, he just is not making the proper moves. You notice that Nunn keeps sliding to his right inside.
And he is coming towards Tate from all angles.
You just watch Michael Nunn inside, the way he moves his legs. You don't think he can move inside, but they do.
There's some blood on the forehead of Michael Nunn, but I think it's from Tate.
Nice combination by Nunn.
Flurry by Michael Nunn on the inside.
And Tate said he wasn't hurt, but he certainly was hit.
Less than 30 seconds in round 2. It's scheduled for 15. Tate that tagged Nunn, but it wasn't a major impact blow. Tate with that reach, and the bell sounds to end round 2, and Tate says, I won that one.
Mills, but he's ramming him, fucker. Hey, listen, Mike, I told you now, you're making a miss over your head, and you aren't taking the body. You duck down, make a miss, hit that body. Bing, bing, 2, find an angle. Okay, Nunn, don't pose out there. Don't reach with that left hand. Get a jab, drop that in, hook over the top. The only reason he even touched you with those puny little punches is because you let him. Don't let him. Mike, use that jab before you hit the body. Don't reach in with that left hand. Take a couple big, deep breaths now. Make teamwork.
That's Joe Goosen doing the talking, kneeling in front of Michael Nunn. How about the unofficial scorecard of Gil Clancy to this point?
Well, I have given the first 2 rounds to Michael Nunn. The first round big, and the second round very, very close.
Tate thought he had captured that last round by his expression. Here we go into round 3, scheduled for 15 for the IBF Middleweight title. WBC middleweight champ Iran Barkley, who upset Thomas Hearns last month, is in the crowd watching. Frank Tate says he'd like to get by Michael Nunn and then eventually unify the middleweight title. But first he's got to get by Nunn, who has looked impressive in the first 2.
He's going to have to nail Michael Nunn with a big punch because he's not going to outwork him. He's not going to outbox him. You know, Steve, I said before that if I was managing fighters at this stage in my career and I had a middleweight, he'd never fight Michael Nunn. Who needs a quicksilver southpaw as an opponent?
Round 3 scheduled for 15. Nunn in the white, Tate in the black with the sequence.
Here you go, come on.
Tate is going to have to try to establish movement to his left. Get over there and start throwing those left hooks to the short ribs underneath Nunn's elbow.
Michael Nunn, elusive, bobbing and weaving. Tough target to hit for Tate.
Well, he makes that quick move to the right, and Tate doesn't know where he is. There, he's behind him now.
Get off that neck, both sides. Come on.
Nunn trying to erase the heartache of not making the '84 Olympic team. Lost out in the fight with Virgil Hill by light heavyweight champ. And, of course, Tate made the team and then won the gold in '84. Nunn watched it on television. So that would make a victory tonight all the more sweet.
Well, Tate has been one step ahead of him all the way. He won the Olympic championship, and now he won a world championship.
And he beat him 2 out of 3 of the amateurs, but tonight is a long way from that period of time. 2 different fighters. A right uppercut that missed by Tate.
And a right hook by Nunn that didn't miss.
Nunn coming back. Nunn with a right. There goes the mouthpiece.
Tate lost his mouthpiece. He woke Nunn up when he threw that right hand that missed.
Mouthpiece coming right over the wire area.
But again, Michael Nunn is pulling that head up in the air to get out of the way of the punches, and that's dangerous over 15 rounds.
A bolo windup there by Michael Nunn. He is showing this house everything. Less than 20 seconds remaining in round 3, scheduled for 15.
Now he switched orthodox back to southpaw, and a good right left to the body by Nunn, and an uppercut by Tate.
A short, crisp right uppercut by Frank Tate that landed. And a left at the bell. And Nunn smiles as he heads back to the corner.
Mike, start boxing him like that a little bit more now. Okay, you got to start. You started. Remember how we were warming up in the dressing room? We were flying around, giving uppercuts here, slipping and sliding. You got to give him more of that shit. What you're not doing, Mike, is you're not making him pay enough when he misses. Okay? This guy's dog. It's only what he's doing now.
There's that missed uppercut.
What that did, the breeze woke Nunn up. The air conditioning got to him. Boy, it really did give him pep. You see the way he's on the side of Tate all the time? Tate just doesn't know where he is. They said that Frank Tate was the puncher coming into the fight, but it sure doesn't look like it here, where the solid punching of Michael Nunn separates him from his mouthpiece.
Then working. Loop your shots to the body, all right? And a good jab. Don't reach for him. Quick feet. Quick feet.
Now take your heart.
You know, Jesse Reed is telling him to cut him off and get him in the corner, and I'm sure they worked on it in the gym day after day, but he didn't tell him how to cut him off. I mean, there's things he has to do.
Round 4 scheduled for 15, the IBF Middleweight Championship. So far, Michael Nunn has been in command. He has dictated the tempo, and he has established a terrific ring presence here against the champion, Frank Tate.
That's exactly right. He just looks like he owns Frank Tate right now, like he's the boss.
And the Nunn corner just urging him to continue boxing. They'll have to be very satisfied. But as you said, in this sport, one punch can make a difference, and perhaps Frank Tate is just waiting for that moment.
And you know, Michael Nunn said, if I want to box, he says, I can win every round and it's no contest. But I think what he meant was he would really like to punish Frank and knock him out.
Come on, let's go. Come on, here we go.
I mean, this fight is so huge in terms of the future. Rand Barkley is in attendance, WBC middleweight champ, the man who upset Thomas Hitman Hearns last month.
You know, fighters say a lot of times when they lose a fight, when it was over, they say, I just couldn't get off. And that's what it looks like with Frank Tate now. He just can't get off. He's one step behind the parade.
And he is in such exquisite physical condition, undergoing a rigid training program. But Michael Nunn is in tremendous shape as well, obviously. Left and a right by Michael Nunn that came out of nowhere.
Well, he sets Tate up for that left hand all the time. I'm surprised he hasn't thrown it more often.
And he's just able to slither out of the corner there and come right back to the head of Tate. A lot of movement by Tate now, but nothing doing. Right uppercut that tagged the chin of Nunn, but ineffective.
And Tate now is using a flicking left jab. It's almost with an open glove.
Nunn's just a shade taller than Frank Tate at 6'1". And he has a 5-inch reach advantage. Look how he turned on him there. Michael Nunn with a beautiful acrobatic move.
Tate looks like he's stuck in mud. He just can't let his hands go. See where Nunn is? Out to the right again.
There's the right by Tate that...
Well, he lands so seldom now that every time he lands a punch, you're going to hear a big roar from the Tate rooters.
And that is it for round 4.
Much better. Much better. You're making him miss now. Much better round. You're starting to get into the flow of it. You've got to think of forgetting his head and banging that body and arms. Just keep him in and shooting like you were pot shotting at the last. All right? You hear me, Frank? Do you hear me, Frank?
Some analysis from Wally Matthews between rounds 4 and 5. Wally?
When you swing.
Yeah, I've given Nunn all 4 of the first 4 rounds. Tate has got to get some respect out of Nunn. He hasn't gotten that yet. He's getting a bit frustrated. We've seen him miss wildly. He's forgotten about going to the body. And if he doesn't change his act here, Nunn is just going to run wild on him. At this point, I think it's been a masterful 4 rounds for Michael Nunn so far.
Thank you very much, Wally. Good look at Nunn.
Good rhythm. Mike, you got this boy under control.
And round number 5, it is scheduled for 15 for the IBF Middleweight Championship. Nunn trying to dethrone Frank Tate, the man in the sequin black trunks. Right by Tate, but it missed. That looked like a push.
I push it down. A little off balance, but that may give Tate a little courage. It may encourage him a little bit. He's a little discouraged right now. Anything would help. There's that turn again. When he turns, he can throw that left uppercut. That's the punch that knocked out Curtis Parker. Parker never saw the punch.
Tate, who has never lost, looks very frustrated out there.
Look at Tate. He just can't let the punches go.
Killed the chance of Michael once again ring out. Of course, many of the fans from Michael Nunn's hometown of Van Nuys, California, here to see this fight.
Jesse Reed is telling Frank Tate to punch to the body, but if I was in his corner, I'd really be telling him, you have to hit Michael Nunn someplace. Throw that right hand right at his rib cage. He's either going to block it, but you're going to feel something, and then maybe push him into an exchange. But he can't look to nail him with the first punch. See, the first punch never lands. Feel him with the first punch. He just can't land that first punch.
Tate, who has undergone a rigorous program called plyometrics to increase the snap in his punch, must be wondering about that right now because the snap is not there.
An uppercut by Nunn.
Short punches now by Nunn on the inside.
Well, Tate is landing a little bit inside. Nunn does not have to be in there.
Lunging right by Tate, but doing no damage. Oh, a left by Nunn that stuck in there.
Well, I was surprised that Nunn hasn't been using that punch more often. He even hesitated before he threw it and still landed. He can land that punch all day.
Nunn just bouncing off the ropes and flailing away. Playing a tune on Tate's head.
See, it's all right for Tate to say no, 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 but the judges are saying yes, yes, yes.
Less than 30 seconds, round 5. It continues to be Michael Nunn in command. He is just so quick, and it's just such an advantage over Tate, who slipped. Bill Rain says that's 2 times now. The next time I'm going to take a point away. Final seconds of the 5th round. Over the right eye of Frank Tate.
When he grabs the back of your head, yeah. When he's back, when he's doing it on purpose.
Josephine Abercrombie,
That's where your man is.
He did it.
who is the head of the Houston Boxing Association,
Frank, put that hip in the head. Go to the body.
of which Frank Tate is a member.
Just a minute, this is a bad spot.
Here's where Michael Nunn hit the canvas, he just seemed to be backing up and his feet got crossed and down he went. Actually, the gloves touched the canvas. And here we see that uppercut again. And it was more or less of a push, but he was backing up so fast that down he went.
It's those 10-ounce Reyes gloves that saved him.
Getting those uppercuts.
I can tell you what the misses, Mike.
You know what I mean, Mike? This motherfucker ain't got nothing on him.
And round number 6 scheduled for 15. It has been all Michael Nunn to this point. Can Frank Tate turn things around? Nunn has just been so fast.
And now Tate is cut over the right eye, which also is not going to help. He's going to have to do something to get Michael Nunn's respect.
Michael Nunn rated #1 by the IBF and WBC, and of course the NABF middleweight champ. Tate the IBF middleweight champ, the former gold medalist at the '84 Summer Games. Tate said he had to cut off the ring. The 18-foot ring doesn't seem to be an advantage here for Tate. It's not helping him out one iota.
Well, it's bringing him into Nunn's punching range. The way it is now, he should have a 30-foot ring.
These Reyes gloves, I think, produce more of a slashing effect. It's what Sugar Ray Leonard used to beat Marvelous Marvin Hagler, and I think Mr. Nunn is looking for the same effect on Frank Tate.
Well, the Reyes gloves are fitted a little more to the hand, and it seems to me that there's a little more jolt when they land. I know that my fighter, Emil Griffith, did not like to use the Reyes gloves, but when he used them, he was twice as good because he used to make him more alert.
Concentrate more, I guess.
He can, anytime Nunn wants to, he can slide over to the right and land that left uppercut. I'm surprised he isn't doing it more.
Nunn just so sharp and crisp right here. His eyes just bulging out. Continues to pitter-patter.
He completely hit on Frank Tate that time. Frank Tate did not know where Michael Nunn was.
He just comes at you from all angles, and he's got Tate totally confused and confounded. That right by Tate, but didn't have full impact. And now the jabs by Nunn, frustrating Tate. Over from the Tate corner, you can hear Jesse Reed yell, "Make a miss."
There was that right hand to the body by Tate. He has to feel something. He has to finally start hitting something.
When you're shooting in air, it's got to hurt your confidence. You just can't find Nunn.
Get that net, come on!
Less than 10 seconds in round 6. Heading for the bell. And 6 rounds in the book. We'll follow Frank Tate into the blue corner. We'll check out that eye and that cut. Let's take a listen.
Now you're working. Get into the flow of it. Just pot shot. Don't try to load up. You're tiring him. All right, here, back up with your head. Let me see.
He's tired of that, Frank. He's tired. If you wake that body, you can go. He'll go. I got it. Wake that body, he'll go. He's taking a deep breath over there.
He's hurting him with them body shot. Every time you come in, go to the body. Frank, not hard shots. Don't miss everything short.
Let's take a look at Gil Clancy's unofficial scorecard. Gil?
Well, I've given Michael Nunn every round in the fight. I mean, he's doing what you're supposed to do. The idea of boxing is to hit the other guy and not let him hit you. And that's what Michael Nunn has been doing for 6 rounds.
Round 7.
Michael Nunn just oozing with confidence. Here comes Frank Tate as we begin round 7. It is scheduled for 15 for the IBF middleweight title. We're approaching the midway point. We don't have Tate winning a round. Gil, what does he have to do to turn the tide?
Well, Frank Tate can't get off because he's trying to outthink Michael Nunn. He has to do something to start the engine. Throw that right hand to the body. feel something. He'll know where Michael Nunn is. That way he'll draw me into a punching exchange, which is what he has to do.
Right here, Michael Nunn is trying to take the title away from Frank Tate.
You know, it's amazing that Frank Tate doesn't try to slide over to his left. He's allowing Michael Nunn to dictate the movement in the entire fight. Even if he took a walk over now, just walk over there. Walk over to the left. Get Nunn in front of you. But he just stays there and he lets Nunn circle around him from side to side. You know, they did fight 3 times in the amateurs, and from what I understand, Tate won 2 of them by 3-2 decisions, and Nunn won the other one 5-0. And the last one was the one that Nunn won 5-0. But remember, that's with head guards and big gloves. It's really not the same thing. And in those days, I don't believe Nunn ever stood still and threw a good solid punch. Now he's punching a little bit.
He was criticized for boxing too cautiously and defensively in the past. But he is showing his entire repertoire of running skills tonight against Frank Tate. And he is exhorting Tate on now to come on in.
Well, you know,
holding and hitting.
There's going to be a point. There's a point by Mills Lane. Took a point away from.
That's the 3rd time he has had to warn Nunn, and this time he did delete a point.
Well, I think what's going to happen now, he's going to make Michael Nunn mad. He'll take it out on Frank Tate. Well, now Tate is a
little charged up.
A little charged up.
A little more head movement.
I'm surprised, though, that Michael Nunn is not using that left hand a little more when he sets Tate up. He's had him set up. There's a good straight left hand. He's had him set up 100 times.
And a combination by Michael Nunn. Briskly thrown.
And he's talking to Frank Tate now.
Less than 30 seconds, round 7, scheduled for 15.
Nunn came in wide open that time.
Oh, a right by Tate to the stomach of Nunn. Nunn says, forget about it. But I think it got him a little bit.
All right, here we go.
Tells Mills Lane, I'm all right. Comes right back to Tate's body. Now got him on the side of the head. Oh, a big left by Nunn at the bell. Oh, what a thunderous shot by Nunn. At the end of the 7th round, Michael Nunn connecting with a solid left.
All right? He was tired. You let him off the hook. Don't let him off the hook. He wants to quit.
There's a straight left hand and a good right hook by Michael Nunn. Here's what Michael Nunn has been getting away with. Not getting away with. Mills Lane took a point away, but he holds behind the head and he throws that left uppercut. He can throw that uppercut without holding behind the head and score effectively with it.
Go. He's on the
Doesn't need those tactics.
And let me tell you something. This guy ain't helping you out in the middle. Taking a point from you, and God knows what else is going on, Nunn. Let's go. Be determined, Nunn. Be determined. Okay. I ain't even worried about what's going to happen. I want you to get it.
Round 8 scheduled for 15. What do you think of what Joe Goosen just told Michael Nunn?
Well, you know, they were a little uptight. It's the first time they've had a guy fighting for a world championship, and sometimes you see ghosts. They're worried that there's plot and the judges are going to vote against him. But if Michael Nunn keeps fighting the way he's fighting now, 3 blind men would give him the decision.
That was a slip by Michael Nunn. Look out now. Tate comes right back, and Nunn.
He's going to get Nunn mad again.
He's got Nunn upset. Here goes Michael Nunn. Furious. What developed there was Nunn's slip. Mills Lane never came into the picture, but Tate just kept wailing away, and Nunn was really ticked off, and he took it out on Tate's body. The chance of Michael once again. He's got the crowd behind him as well.
Showboating a little too much now. He should stick to business. World championship fight. Let him throw solid punches.
He sure threw one at the end of the 7th round. That had to stun Tate.
That's what Tate has to do. throw punches at something. At least he got Nunn in front of him that time. And we had mentioned earlier that straight right hand to the body. He has to throw that right hand to the body. Feel something, even if the guy blocks it.
Frank Tate, who is also known as a good boxer and a runner, actually looks like a plodding type fighter in the same ring with Michael Nunn.
Well, he is making him look that way. That's why I said if I managed a fighter, I'd never let him fight a Michael Nunn. But, you know, we had mentioned earlier that one punch can change a fight, and Nunn is getting a little too relaxed and a little too careless as far as I'm concerned. If I was in the corner, I'd be giving him hell.
Now I can see why Nunn has been studiously avoided by many in middleweight. A lot of folks afraid of that style of his, and you can see why here tonight.
You know, Tate unloaded a right hand that time that missed, but Nunn was coming into the punch. First time that Tate really had a good shot at him. It's like getting a fastball right down the middle.
They're urging Frank Tate to move his hands from his corner. Under 30 seconds, round 8. It is scheduled for 15. The IBF Middleweight title at stake. Frank Tate, the champion. Michael Nunn, the challenger in command. There was a crisp right by Tate that landed to the face, flush on Nunn's face.
3 solid punches by Frank Tate.
Combination by Tate, but no effect. Oh, Tate goes down. Looks like he's holding his eye, Gil. I don't know.
Looked to me like a left hook to the body.
Looked like a punch out of nowhere, a phantom type punch. We couldn't see it.
It looked like he got hit in the solar plexus.
The Goosens are claiming the fight should be over.
The fight is not over.
The fight is not over.
Goosens just stick to their business and watch their fighter.
We will head into a 9th round. That is Joe Goosen, the head trainer, and now here's Jesse Reed. So there's a lot of confusion here now.
It's going to work. You're the champion.
A lot of confusion.
Bricks, deep bricks. You're no quitter. You've never been a quitter in your life. Don't be denied. Look at me. Don't be denied, son. This guy is all yours. Short, quick steps. Short, quick steps. All right, let's go to work. You got something now?
Let's take a look at that punch that dropped Frank Tate. There's a right jab, and there he sets it up for that uppercut. And there it is. There was a left hand to the solar plexus, is what the punch was. And Frank Tate, the same as Curtis Parker, did not see the punch coming.
He just got the wind totally knocked out of him. And he survived the 8th round. It is now round number 9. Michael Nunn trying to finish Tate off. Let's see. The Goosens were arguing. Now, I had mentioned that his eye looked to be in trouble. They thought it was a thumb to the eye by Michael Nunn.
Well, the punch that he threw when he dropped him was a left hook to the solar plexus. And Mills Lane is carefully looking at Frank Tate.
A blistering attack by Michael Nunn. The crowd going wild. And Mills Lane has stopped the fight. There's a new champion. A new IBF Middleweight champion. And he is Michael Nunn.
With a brilliant, brilliant performance. A completely one-sided fight. A tactical fight. A beautiful fight by Michael Nunn.
He was in command from the start.
And you know the funny thing, Steve, as good a fight as he fought, if I was in his corner, I would have expected more out of him because he set Frank Tate up so many times. He could do anything he wanted with Frank Tate.
Nice deep breath.
Michael Nunn. And his fiancée celebrates. She's on the verge of tears.
I think she just fainted.
I think so.
She disappeared from view.
Almost like that punch to the midsection of Frank Tate, and we couldn't see. And the chance of Michael, ring out. Mr. T and company celebrating with Michael Nunn. A tough night for Frank Tate, who has been dethroned. Josephine Abercrombie, the head of the Houston Boxing Association. Long night. Mr. T from the Michael Nunn family.
That was was a brilliant performance, Steve. Typical Michael Nunn, side to side, uses his legs, shows you the right jab, feints, steps over, you don't know where he is, and then he hits you.
The new IBF middleweight champion, Michael Nunn. Let's take a look at some of the action there towards the end.
See, he takes those steps before he throws the punch. He threw a punch, he didn't stand right in front of the guy. He hit on him, and then he come back and hit him. And you know, punches, when you don't see them, those are the ones that really hurt. You're not prepared for them. And Tate was perfectly happy to have the fight stop.
And now we'll get the official word from Chuck Hull.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mills Lane stops the bout at 40 seconds of the 9th round. The winner by a TKO and new IBF middleweight champion, Michael Nunn.
Michael Nunn proving that he is second to, as far as the IBF middleweight, second to none. Now 31-0 with 21 knockouts. Just a beautifully fought tactical fight by Michael Nunn.
And here we see now, watch, look at Michael Nunn. He lands the punch, then steps aside and hides. And when the guy comes up and says, "Where are you?" he says, "Here I am," and hits him again. That's what he does. Does it beautifully. What a very tactical fighter. And he proved he can punch.
And Wally Matthews is standing by somewhere in the ring. Wally.
Michael? Okay, come on, let me get to the fighter. Okay. Michael, congratulations. You seem to have things your own way from the first round. Why was the fight so easy?
Well, I told everybody the fight was going to be easy, but I don't want to sound like I'm bragging. I just work hard so I can prepare for these kind of moments. This has been my goal since day one, to win the world title at Caesar's Palace, and it must have been predestined because this show happened tonight. And thank the good Lord up above.
Michael, did you sense that he was getting frustrated early in the bout?
No doubt about it. I trained for movement. I know Tate can't deal with movement. He said he's fought Elijah Day and Carmen Williams. They don't have the style that I have, and I proved that tonight to the critics and the media. And I'd like to thank Mr. Bob Aaron for going to bat for Michael Nunn. Hey,
okay,
one on me.
Let's talk about the knockdown now. He seemed to run right into a left hook to the body.
No doubt about it. I thought it was a knockdown. With Mills Lane, the referee, I guess he's doing his job. He said it wasn't a knockdown. Got a little frustrated.
At the end of the round, he called the knockdown. Sure did. We're going to see
the second one. I hit him with one prior to that and hurt him. But they didn't count it as a knockdown.
We're going to see the replay here. Let's take a look at it.
Now watch this clean shot. Okay, I'm getting on him. Is this the first knockdown or the second? I think it's the second. Now watch. Okay. Oh, this is the end of it? Okay, I hit him with that left hand, and then I went up underneath to the body there. Back with the left hand. And hit him with a combination shot. I hurt him, and Mills Lane stopped him. I'd have knocked him out if Mills wouldn't stop him. But he's doing his job like Michael Nunn's doing his.
Okay, Michael, thank you very much. A masterful performance tonight, and we'll see you soon.
All right,
now back to ringside.
Thank you, Wally. We want to take you back to the end of round 8 now. There was some controversy. Tate beat the count to get up. Nunn's corner, led by trainer Joe Gushin, contended that Mills Lane's count started late. Now, there's no question he got up to beat Lane's count, but was Lane's count correct? We've superimposed a clock to see how long Frank Tate was down.
Well, Mills Lane missed the count of the knockdown timekeeper, and then he counted very slow. So therefore, Tate had a lot more time to get up. This could have caused a major controversy, but Michael Nunn made it academic next round by stopping Frank Tate. And now let's go back to Wally with Frank Tate.
Frank, you had fought Michael Nunn a couple of times in the amateurs, 3 times in the amateurs. Then tonight it looked as if you really didn't know what to expect from him. You had a tough time hitting him. What went wrong?
Well, you know, Mike was a better man tonight. You know, I have to give him credit. He beat a true champion. You know, I gave him a shot at the title he wanted. He deserved it. He looked good tonight. And I wish him all the best. But it's time for Mother Nature. Mother Nature done told me to move up, so that's what I have to do. I'm not out of it.
Are you saying that the weight caused you a problem? Because you told me earlier you had no problem making the weight.
Well, I didn't, but I have to lose weight at a period of time, and you know, I didn't miss no meal. I didn't miss no water. Just this time it caught up to me, you know. I figured sooner or later it would catch up with me. And tonight.
Where would you move up to, 68 or 175?
I don't know right now. You know, I gotta just. I don't feel bad because, you know, I lost. I'm a true champion. You know, I'll send my regards to Michael Nunn, but I'll be back.
Frank, did you get frustrated early in the fight? I noticed you started to miss wildly by the third round or so.
Well, I went out, you know, tried too hard. Jesse, my corner, told me I was trying too hard for Michael Nunn, you know, because the Arkansas Paul. Excuse me, but I didn't, you know, I didn't really pay attention to that until about the third round. He told me, don't go for the head, don't try so hard, go for the body. So I started going for the body, and, you know, but I just didn't have the punch wasn't there. You know, my strength wasn't there. I didn't feel like myself.
You take some time off now before your next fight?
Oh, yeah, probably so. You know, I'm not out of boxing. You know, I'm not out of it. You know, Michael was the better man. You know, I worked real hard to make middleweight. You know, I hold the title for a while, but I'll be back.
Okay, Frank, thank you very much. Now back to ringside.
Thank you, Wally. A real gentleman. A real gracious display there by Frank Tate. As you see, the new IBF middleweight champion, Michael Nunn, out of Van Nuys, California. And what a tremendous effort by this young man here tonight. So just a brilliant performance by Michael.